Hey guys, Robin here. In May 2020, I made $25,753 in passive income. In this video, I will share my revenue sources, where and how I spent my time, how much profit I made, and how much I personally spent and saved that month. To make sure there's no confusion, I earn most of my income in euros, but since these videos have a worldwide audience, I explain everything in a dollar amount. At the moment of making this video, €1 is $1.22. Here you can see the pie chart of my revenue for May 2020, where you can see that 82.1% of my income came from my Dutch website, where I sell my 4 self-published books and an online course. But most of the sales are from my self-published books though, and not from the online course. 15.2% of May's revenue in 2020 also came from my book sales, but it's from a third-party website like Amazon. And if you don't know so already, my books are sold in the Netherlands. I also promoted a dog insurance company and some other dog-related products on my website, and therefore I received $451, and that's 1.7% of my total revenue for that month. Furthermore, my Dutch YouTube channel generated $132 in Google AdSense, and I also have some Google AdSense on my website, but that's only a couple of dollars. I received $94 for a marketing consultation and earned my first dollars for my English puppy training books. $14. Hooyah! I sell my English puppy training books through Amazon. I also have a website for my English puppy training business, and as explained before in my previous monthly breakdown of April 2020, also a YouTube channel, but the book sales go through Amazon. So here's a short version of it for those who are not familiar with my story. A few years ago I wrote 4 books and self-published them as an ebook at first in the Netherlands. A year later I also self-published them as a paperback and audiobook. Again, a year later or so, I translated the books into English, allowing a worldwide audience to enjoy my books. As of this moment, these self-published books are the primary source of my monthly income, allowing me to save and invest most of it. My goal is to become financially free one day, and therefore I need to save and invest most of my income. For me, financial freedom means having $2.5 million invested. And I'm publishing these videos to document my journey as an entrepreneur trying to hit that goal of financial freedom sooner rather than later. So make sure to subscribe and follow along if you like the content. So last month, for instance, in April 2020, after all the taxes and VAT was taken off, there was roughly $16,410 left over. I spent $1,393 personally, meaning I saved and invested more than 90% of my income. Okay, circling back to this video's topic, which is my breakdown of May 2020. So how much did I spend working in May 2020? So as explained in the previous video of my breakdown of April 2020, I write down every single hour I work on something. So in May 2020, I worked for 94.5 hours in total, similar to April 2020. So it's probably a little more because I only write down the active working hours. When I'm walking my dog, for instance, I most often think about my business, or I'm listening to a new audiobook or podcast to learn business related stuff. So in May this year, one of the things I spent time on was my English puppy training business, puppybee.com. Almost 60% of my working hours I spend on puppybee.com. That's 56.5 hours in total. So in summary, I spent time on the following activities. I created an account on ConvertKit to gain newsletter subscribers. I made free downloads such as free checklists and ebooks for people to download. I designed the paperback books and uploaded them to Amazon.com and made Amazon ads for the books. I also did some on-site search engine optimization for the website to rank it higher in Google. I wrote some blog posts for another website to receive backlinks for puppybee.com. This is also to get higher Google rankings. I narrated the 4 English audiobooks myself, and I started an Instagram channel for PuppyBee. And lastly, I received the first comments on my YouTube channel and therefore needed to interact with the comments I received. These tasks were listed on my to-do list for a long time already, especially the books design and to upload them to Amazon. For some reason, I couldn't find the motivation to get started with this project. The thing was that I already did most of the heavy lifting as translated the books to English a while back. Therefore, I obligated myself to get these tasks done. We're now in December 2020 and I hardly spent any time on this project, and therefore there isn't that much growth. I did sell for close to $150 on books on Amazon in December 2020, and I also received a little over $160 on YouTube AdSense from the YouTube channel. All in all, this project, puppybee.com, will make a little over $300 in December 2020, I think. The thing is, I just can't find the motivation to write poppy-related blog posts or such things anymore. I still like thinking about the website strategy and the direction it can go, but to write blog posts about potty training a puppy, for instance, no, I can't do it anymore. If I want to grow my English puppy blog and business to a $5,000 or $10,000 per month business, I definitely need to hire someone to do most of the heavy lifting for me. But I'm deviating from this video's topic, which is my breakdown of May 2020. So besides Puppy Bee, I also spent 16 hours of those 94.5 working hours on my Dutch puppy training business, and it generates most of the revenue. In other words, 17% of the time I spent on my Dutch puppy training business. These tasks are answering customer emails and improving the website for better Google rankings. I do have an expert answering the puppy training questions by email. However, there are always customers who need help with returns, for instance. And up until this point, I still answer these emails. Then in May, I continued with my first online course about puppy training. I started with it back in April 2020, and I also spent 2.5 hours on this in May 2020. I hired a dog trainer for this online course to teach a particular topic on dog training. I recorded the sessions and divided them into small, nice videos and added them to Teachable, an online course platform, to sell it again in the future. Furthermore, I also spent around 8.5% of my working hours on bookkeeping, and that's 8 hours. I do have help with my bookkeeping, but still I do most of the heavy lifting of keeping my bookkeeping in check every single month. And beside that, I did a little bit of consulting, resulting in 12% of my total working hours. And that's 11.5 hours. So as I previously mentioned in my last video, I don't love consulting as much as working on my own projects. Therefore, a few weeks ago in December 2020, one of my goals came true: to quit consulting altogether. It's not that I hate doing consulting work, but as previously mentioned, I just like working on my own projects way more. Therefore, I hopefully won't have to go back by doing it someday in the future. We'll see what happens. Okay, so what about the costs? My total revenue for the month was $25,847, but it's obviously not profit. My total expenses for the month were close to $7,700. And my total profit for May 2020 was therefore $18,147. So where did I spend those $7,700 on? 49% of it was Facebook and Google ads. Furthermore, I spent $1,346 on shipping costs for my Dutch paperback books, $1,239 on freelancers to answer customer emails, and some search engine optimization tasks for my website. I spent $637 on partner fees, and it's basically Amazon.com, but then the Dutch version of it, where I also sell my self-published Dutch books besides my own website. So for every sale I make there, some percentage of it goes to the partner. So I made $3,928 on that platform, whereas $637 of it goes to the partner. I spent $522 on software costs like email newsletter software, webinar software, podcast software, video editing software, etc. If you want to see the full list of all the software tools I use, please check out my website iamrobin.com. So I also spent some money on a financial newspaper, a web hosting, phone and internet bill, and some banking costs. Okay, so the total profit was $18,147. Furthermore, I obviously need to pay income taxes on that number. Since the income tax is calculated yearly, I don't know exactly how much it is. It depends on the total profit for this year. I did do a prepayment in income tax of $1,693, but likely that's not enough. But I can only say for sure next year when I know my total yearly profit of this year. So after all the taxes and VAT is taken off, there is $16,454 left over. But how much did I spend personally and how much did I save? Well, I spent $1,062 on rent, food and stuff like that. I also spent $106 on car taxes, insurances and car gas. And the reason my rent and car costs are so low is that I share the costs with my girlfriend. I also spent $5 on banking costs and $3.50 on a Netflix subscription. I also share with 3 others. In total, that's $1,177. All in all, this is $15,277 in newly added savings and investments. It's definitely a bit less because I need to pay more income taxes next year, but I can't say for sure what it is precisely because it depends on this year's total profit. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please make sure to click the like button so I know whether or not I should continue making these monthly breakdown videos. Also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow along as I document my journey as an entrepreneur that tries to become financially free by creating passive income projects. Every Monday and Thursday you can expect a new video related to online business, marketing and personal finance. Also make sure to check out my blog at iamrobin.com for the written form of the information I shared in these videos. Lastly, I've added a video here where I share how I got started with my blog and my self-published books. Also check out the description for my other videos, of course. Thanks for watching my video and hopefully we'll meet again.